Oishi. Okay, seriously. The Taro Milk Tea at this place. It is undefeated. It has that, that purple yam thing going on that just, it hits the soul. You can actually taste the texture.
It's purple sugar and starch. But sure, we can go with soul. While you're vibrating on that high fructose frequency, though, I've been sitting here staring at this stack of digital comics from November 2003.
The homework.
The homework. And I've been asking myself this really fundamental philosophical question about what we just read.
Ooh, okay. Is it the question about why Nightcrawler is naked? Because I have several theories on that. Some of them are very compelling.
No. Although, unfortunately, we will have to get to the nudity. The question is this. Is the Ultimate Universe actually darker, or is it just edgier?
Huh.
Because there's a difference, right? There's a nuance there. One implies, narrative depth and actual consequences, and the other one just implies a teenager in their basement listening to Linkin Park and staring at a wall.
That is a very specific image.
And, well, you should know that we're absolutely going to decode the sticker incident from your game night, because I think that connects to this whole theme of, surface level versus what's actually real underneath.
Okay, first of all, rude. But also, speaking of reality, I immediately jumped into the homework. I was watching Antony's new video on the November 2003 stack, and I was like totally vibing with it. But I got so distracted because I had this massive moment this week. I ran into him.
Ran into who?
The creator, Antony himself. I was down at the friendly local game store, just browsing the import section, and he was there. We actually ended up playing a round of Millennium Blades.
Wait, really? The board game that simulates playing a trading card game? That's like meta on top of meta.
I know, right? It was amazing. I mean, the economy in that game is absolutely brutal, but I managed to scrape by. I even got a picture. Here, look.
All right, let me see. Okay, I see the board. I see all the little money tokens stacked up. I see you doing a peace sign that is, frankly, a little aggressive. And I see him. But, Hyfi, why is there a digital sticker over his face?
Oh, yeah. So I put it on my story, but I wanted to, respect his privacy as a public figure. But even creators need boundaries, right? So I snapped a digital sticker on it.
A sticker with Japanese text on it.
Yeah. It's aesthetic, It fits the whole Millennium Blades vibe. It just works.
Right. And what exactly does that particular combination of katakana characters say?
Oh, it translates to distinguished visionary.
Distinguished visionary.
Yes, exactly. Because he makes the videos. It's very respectful, high honorifics and all that. Totally.
Visionary. Yeah. You're sweating. You're physically sweating into your taro tea. That's incredibly sus.
No, I'm not. It's the humidity in here. The boba pearls are steaming. It's fine.
We are in a climate-controlled cafe. Give me the phone.
Hey, no, don't.
Just let's ask Google Lens, shall we? Technology is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It dissolves all these barriers of language, and it exposes the truth. Okay, it's scanning. It's focusing. A grund.
Oh, it's probably a glitch. It's a bad translation app.
Oh, wow.
Happens all the time.
Hypheria rea diamandis.
Do not use the government name. You sound like my mother, Sophia.
I am invoking the full name because the shame needs to land with the appropriate weight. What the actual hell? You met a content creator whose work we analyze professionally, and you labeled him with this.
It was the only sticker I had in my recents folder. It was an emergency.
Folks, just for the record, I am looking at a picture of a man holding a deck of cards, and across his forehead, in bright pink neon letters, the sticker literally translates to...
SHHH. It implies intellectual dominance.
Moving on. We are moving on immediately. Speaking of collecting things and being obsessive, Ultimate 6, number 1. It totally connects.
You are so lucky I value this professional relationship. Fine, let's pivot. Ultimate 6. It totally works. Millennium Blades is all about collecting cards to build the perfect deck, right? And Ultimate 6 is literally Norman Osborn trying to collect the perfect set of supervillains. It's the same mechanic.
That is actually not a terrible analogy.
Okay.
But let's unpack this. We watched the video, we read the book. You seem to be vibrating with excitement over this one in particular.
Because it was Sugoi. That means awesome, by the way. It just felt huge. It didn't feel like just another comic book issue. It felt like a summer blockbuster. You have the Ultimates, who are basically the Avengers, but, meaner. And then you have this Avengers-level threat just building in this prison. It's so cinematic.
So this is where we immediately diverge. You see cinematic, and I just see cash grab.
Yeah.
This is the most classic crossover trope in the book. It's, hey, the Ultimates book sells really well, and the Spider-Man book sells really well, so
Right.
what if we just mash them together like a toddler playing with toys and see what breaks?
Yeah.
It's just collecting characters for the sake of collecting them. It feels artificial.
I totally disagree. I think Brian Michael Bendis is doing something really smart here. In the main Marvel universe, right, the Sinister Six are usually just 6 guys in spandex who try to rob a bank. It's almost quaint. But here, the Ultimates universe grounds it all in this sort of pseudoscience.
Science is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Okay, fine, science fiction, but look at the opening. We get Max Dillon, Electro. He wakes up from a coma. He hasn't been conscious for, like, weeks.
Right. And instead of, asking for a glass of water or maybe a lawyer, he immediately chooses violence. Just straight to violence.
Because he can't help it. He's a living battery. He's just overflowing with power. He blasts right out of the hospital. He's feeling totally unstoppable. And then, bam, he just hits the brick wall that is the Ultimates.
Okay, I'll give you that.
It shows the scale difference, doesn't it? In a normal Spidey book, Electro is a main event. He's a real threat. Here, he's the opening act. He's just the warm-up.
That was a decent power scaling moment, I'll grant you. It does a good job of establishing that the Ultimates operate on this almost military level that Spider-Man's villains just aren't prepared for. But for me, the interesting part, or at least the part that tries to have some substance, is the prison roster.
The Triskelion.
The Triskelion, this whole rogues gallery they have locked up in the S.H.I.E.L.D. prison. It's such a great setting.
I know, it's not just a jail, it's a containment facility. It feels so much more real.
It's a warehouse for broken people.
Yeah.
And that's the dehumanization aspect that I actually found really compelling. We see Norman Osborn, right? And he's obviously scheming. He's always scheming. But then look at the others. Look at Otto Octavius.
Oh, poor Akkus. He just looks so defeated.
He doesn't have the tentacles. They've been stripped off him. Without those arms, he's not Dr. Octopus anymore. He's just a depressed, middle-aged man muttering to himself inside a glass box. It really strips away all the glamour and the fun of supervillain.
And Flint Marko, Sandman, he's not even a person anymore. He's literally just a pile of sand in a glass container.
Which, I have to say, brings up some terrifying biological questions I don't really want to answer. Like, is he conscious in there? Is every single grain of sand a neuron? It's genuinely horrific if you think about it for more than, 3 seconds. It takes the fun out of the character and just replaces it with pure body horror.
But the award for biggest drama queen of the issue has to go to Kraven the Hunter.
Ugh. This guy. I cannot stand this version of Kraven.
He was great. He's on live TV. It's a whole media spectacle.
He's pathetic. He's basically a reality TV star, an influencer chasing clout.
His whole motivation is, look at me. I illegally modified my own DNA to become a wannabe web slinger.
It's dramatic. He wants to be Spider-Man. It's a full-blown identity crisis played out on a global stage. It felt so modern, like something that would happen today.
It's cringe. But I think it's intentionally cringe. I think Bendis is making a critique of this idea of celebrity heroes. Kraven wants the brand, He wants the fame, but without any of the responsibility. He gets arrested, and it's not even a fight. The Ultimates they just roll him up. But it all leads up to that big moment. Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, revealing that he needs a team of 6.
The big reveal.
The tension. Who's going to make the cut? It's like a reality TV show elimination ceremony, but, with way more potential for murder.
And that, right there, is why I call it a cash grab. It's literally the Sinister Six. But we have to call it Ultimate Six because, branding. But fun. Bendis knows how to write dialogue. The art is solid, even if the premise is, at its core, purely commercial.
You're just being cynical. I think it's going to be explosive. But okay, if you want grit and artistic integrity and less the blockbuster action, then we absolutely have to talk about Daredevil.
Now we're talking. Yes, Daredevil issue 52. This was a completely different beast.
The art, oh my God, David Mack, I want to lick the pages.
Please do not lick your tablet. It's not good for it.
I said Oishi for the tea, right? Well, this art was Oishi for the eyes. It's painted, it's collage, it's so dreamy and abstract. It fits the headspace of Echo absolutely perfectly.
It really does. It completely separates the book from that standard tights and fight superhero aesthetic. It feels more like an indie graphic novel that just got dropped into the middle of a mainstream Marvel run.
Yeah.
But the story, man, the story is just heavy.
It's so heavy, Maya Lopez. Echo. Her backstory is just heartbreaking. Her dad gets killed, right? And who steps in to raise this traumatized little girl? The Kingpin. Wilson Fisk.
The devil himself.
Yeah.
It's literally the man responsible.
And the manipulation. Oh my God, the manipulation. Matt Murdock knows. He knows that Kingpin killed Maya's dad. But Kingpin has so completely gaslit Maya that she believes Daredevil did it.
It's textbook psychological abuse. Fisk is grooming her to be a weapon against his greatest enemy. And it's not just simple villainy. It's predation. He took this vulnerable child. He raised her with this simulation of love, all just to wind her up like a little toy soldier and point her directly at Matt Murdock.
It was Honto unsettling. Like, for real. Truly, deeply creepy. Because you can see that she trusts Fisk. She genuinely thinks of him as a father figure.
And that's where the noir grit really lands. Unlike the Ultimate Universe where everything's loud and exploding, this is quiet. It's suffocating. You're just watching a train wreck happen in slow motion. Maya's falling for Matt, but she wants to kill Daredevil, and she has no idea they're the same person. It's pure classic tragedy.
It's totally Shakespearean, but, with much better costumes.
I really appreciate that the source material we're looking at here called it a powder keg, because that's exactly what it is. It's not a question of if it blows up, but when. And Matt is just reeling. He's usually the guy who's in control, or at least the guy who can hear everything coming from a mile away. But here, he's completely paralyzed by the lie.
It's so, so good. But okay, if Daredevil is the slow-motion train wreck, then Uncanny X-Men issue 431 is. It's the train derailment that flies off a cliff, hits a blimp, and then lands in an active volcano.
Ugh. I tried. I really, really tried to summarize the plot of this issue in my notes, and I think I actually gave myself a migraine.
It's pure chaos.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is absolute, unadulterated nonsense. Let's try to recap the insanity that the creator walked us through in the video. This is the Chuck Austin run, which is, let's just say it's legendary for its controversy. We open with Nightcrawler. Naked. Stealing the X-Jet.
Classic Kurt. Just a typical Tuesday for him.
Is it? Is it really classic Kurt to be nude and committing Grand Theft Auto with his supersonic jet? I don't remember that from the Claremont years.
Well, okay, maybe not the nude part specifically, but the swashbuckling adventure, absolutely.
And then there's Iceman.
Oh my God, Iceman, I couldn't believe it.
He was shattered. I mean, literally.
Right.
Broken into 1,000 frozen pieces. But his head is still talking.
Nani. That was my exact reaction. Like, what? How does that even work biologically? Is he just magic now? Is that what we're doing?
It's the secondary mutation trope. This was a huge thing in the early 2000s. The writers basically ran out of ways to make powers more interesting, so they just started saying, oh, their genes evolved again. It's really just the writers running out of ideas and saying, well, what if he was, colder?
But it's so horrifying. His body is basically in a bucket, and his disembodied head is just cracking jokes.
It's deeply disturbing. But then we get to the main event, the Draco arc. We meet Azazel,
The big bad.
the demon who looks exactly like a red Nightcrawler. And this is a massive retcon.
Can you explain retcon for anyone in the back who might not know?
Sure, retroactive continuity. It's when a new story changes previously established facts. For decades, the story was that Nightcrawler was just a mutant who happened to look demonic. But here, the writer, Austin, decides, no, actually, his dad was a literal biblical-era demon warlord from another dimension.
It completely changes everything for his character.
It changes the entire genre. It shifts the X-Men from sci-fi mutant allegory to religious fantasy soap opera.
And his pirate crew. You can't forget the pirates.
I'm actively trying to forget the pirates.
Why are there pirates in a mutant drama about demonic parentage? And the whole interaction with Archangel, his healing blood, literally burns Nightcrawler.
Because Azazel is a demon, and Warren is an angel. It's symbolism. It's good versus evil.
It's a little on the nose, is what it is. And then we have Jillian.
The little mini Nightcrawler girl just screaming, death to all angels. It's so anime. It feels like a shonen arc where every single villain shows up at once just to overwhelm the heroes.
It definitely has the pacing of a shonen anime where all the filler episodes crash into the main plot at the same time. But, amidst all this insane noise, we do have to talk about Sammy Pear.
Squid Boy.
The tragedy of Sammy. He goes to Vancouver to live a normal life. He gets bullied relentlessly, and what does he do? He embraces the dark side. He starts calling himself Juggernaut.
Yada. I mean, not yada because it's actually really sad, but yada for the character development. He's trying to be strong, just like his idol, but it's heartbreaking. He's a kid reacting to intense trauma by mimicking the only strong figure he knows, who just happens to be Kane Marco, the actual Juggernaut, an unstoppable force of pure destruction. It's actually a very poignant and well-written thread in this giant tapestry of complete nonsense. Sammy thinks strength means he has to be a monster.
And then there's a portal. Jubilee and Abyss open a portal, and instead of sucking things in, it just starts spitting things out.
Random objects.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Mystique.
Of course. Because why not add a morally ambiguous, shape-shifting super spy to the ongoing pirate demon mess? It's perfect.
And this is my fundamental issue with the X-Men in this particular era. It's a soap opera on steroids. It's just convoluted for the sake of being convoluted. Everything happens at once. Isn't a plot, it's a narrative panic attack.
But that's why we love it. It's maximum drama. It's sugoi in the most chaotic way imaginable.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about chaos in a more fundamental sense, we have to discuss the complete breakdown of physics and common sense in Amazing Spider-Man and Captain America.
Ah, yes. The magic versus science segment of our deep dive.
Or, as I like to call it, magic versus a series of very bad decisions. Let's start with Amazing Spider-Man, #58, the Happy Birthday arc. We have to talk about Reed Richards.
The smartest man in the world. A super genius.
Allegedly. The super genius who decides it's a good idea to open a dimensional door. Again, I mean, how many times does this have to go catastrophically wrong before he puts a padlock on the interdimensional gateway?
But he's curious. He's an explorer. He can't help himself.
He let Dormammu in. He let the Lord of the Dark Dimension and a whole horde of mindless ones into the middle of downtown New York. That's not exploring, that's criminal negligence.
It was a pretty big oopsie. But hey, it gave us that really cool moment with Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange preparing a suicide spell. That was heavy. He was genuinely ready to banish them from this plane, even if it meant wiping himself out of existence. And it shows the fundamental difference between Reed and Strange, right? Reed plays with fire. Strange is the firefighter who has to clean up the mess.
And then, right on cue, the Parker Lux strikes again.
Spidey swings right into the middle of the spell. Because of course he does. It's what he does. And now, suddenly, we're not just dealing with invading monsters. We're dealing with full-on temporal anomalies.
Quantum possibilities. That line gave me chills. It's not just simple time travel anymore. They're actually breaking reality. It's very Steins Gate. Spidey is seeing future versions of himself, past versions of himself.
It raises the stakes significantly, I'll give it that. But then we switch over to Captain America #18, and my suspension of disbelief just snaps. Completely.
Uh-oh, here we go. It's time for Reason's Physics Corner.
Okay, just look at the source material we reviewed. The comic says Cap jumps from a 1 or 2-story building to the Baxter building, which is 67 stories high.
He used his shield. He, bounced off something.
It's a Deus Ex Machina drop. Even with the super soldier serum, gravity is a law, not a polite suggestion. A drop of 35 stories. His knees should be powder, his ankle should be dust, and he just lands. And the door to the roof is conveniently unlocked.
Maybe Reed left it open for Dormammu. He seems to be leaving a lot of doors open this month.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah.
Maybe Reed just has a general open door policy for all impending disasters. But I will admit, the chase sequence in the subway was cool. Cap versus a squad of Iron Man drones was fun.
And the Ben Grimm cameo, the Thing showing up to help out, is always a win.
True. Can't argue with that. But the Red Skull rant at the end of the issue. He's going on about controlling time and space. Did you notice the thematic link?
Oh yeah. Spider-Man is dealing with broken time, and Red Skull wants to control time. The books are syncing up.
It's almost like it's an ordered omnibus or something.
Don't wink at the metaphorical camera. But yes, however, if we're going to talk about syncing up across different realities, we absolutely have to talk about Exiles #34.
Oh, my heart. Can we just take a moment for this one? Exiles is usually just fun, breezy what-if style stories, but this one really hurt.
The romance between Mariko and Mary Jane.
Spider-Woman MJ. On Earth 8545. It was so surprisingly sweet and well written. They just go to the movies.
They go to a movie theater that was repaired by that world's heroic Dr. Octopus, which is a sentence I never thought I'd get to say out loud.
It's just so charming.
It was kawaii. It was completely adorable. They're happy. For the first time, maybe ever, Mariko is actually truly happy.
But she knows the mission, right? She knows the deal with the Exiles. They just pop in, they fix a broken reality, and then they disappear. She knows she has to blink to the next reality eventually.
But she refuses to leave early. She wants to stay in that moment. She says, I'm going to live every moment to the fullest until it's over. That line, it just tears. I was Yurishi happy that they had that moment, but devastated when it ended.
And that's the core tragedy of the whole Exiles concept, isn't it?
Oh, when they blinked out while MJ was just drawing a bath for them,
Yeah.
It was brutal. She just turns around and they're gone. Just left her behind.
And this brings me to my big critique of this kind of storytelling. If you can just hop between infinite realities, Do consequences even matter?
Of course they matter. The feelings were real, the love was real.
But the relationships are fundamentally transient. It creates emotional baggage for the characters, sure, but it also nihilistically suggests that no single world really matters because there's always another one just a blink away, leaving people behind, leaving MJ behind like that. It creates this deep trauma that the very format of the comic can rarely, if ever, resolve. It's emotional hit and run.
You are such a downer. It's about the beauty of the fleeting moment. It's mono, no aware.
The Japanese concept of the gentle sadness of the impermanence of things, sure, I get it.
Yeah.
But from a narrative standpoint, it's frustrating. But you know what's not fleeting? The absolute bone-chilling horror in Fantastic Four and Hulk.
Oh, this segment, yeah. Geopolitics and horror.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
We need to spend some real time on Fantastic Four #75, authoritative action. If you are a student of comic book history, or frankly, just political history, this issue is absolutely fascinating.
So the FF have taken over Latveria. They've deposed Dr. Doom, and now they're the government. And Nick Fury is predictably very mad about it.
Nick Fury is always mad, that's his baseline. But here he's representing the United Nations, he's arguing points of international law. But Reed Richards is operating on a completely different level. And we have to look at the date on this, November 2003.
Right in the middle of the Iraq War.
Exactly. The invasion of Iraq had begun earlier that year. The entire global conversation was about regime change and the search for weapons of mass destruction. Mark Waid, the writer here, is drawing a direct and very deliberate parallel. The FF invade a sovereign nation to remove a dictator, Doom, and then they have to find his secret weapons.
It's chilling how direct it is. There's that one scene where Reed is giving the team and Nick Fury a tour of Doom's torture chambers. You see the guillotine, the crematorium. He's justifying the invasion. He's saying, look at the profound evil we stopped.
But then comes the twist. The secret nuclear cache. Reed actually finds the WMDs.
And instead of turning them over to the UN or to S.H.I.E.L.D., he decides to keep them.
Reed reveals that he's the only one with the intellect to disarm it safely. Not the UN, not S.H.I.E.L.D. Just him.
It's so arrogant.
It's pure hubris. This is Reed Richards teetering on the edge of becoming a villain himself. He is acting like a dictator for what he perceives to be the greater good. And it poses that classic question, when does a hero cross the line? At this moment, he's basically Dr. Doom, but with better PR. He genuinely believes his intellect gives him the moral authority to rule over others.
It's scary Reed. I like nice, stretchy dad Reed better. But speaking of scary, let's talk about Incredible Hulk. #61.
This is not a superhero book, not this issue. This is a spy thriller that just happens to have monsters in it. Bruce Jones was writing this run, and he basically turned the Hulk into the fugitive. Bruce Banner's on the run, constantly looking over his shoulder.
And Home Base, that shadowy organization that's hunting him. There's a scene where the leader, he dissolves Supervisor 4 into goo with a glass of water.
It's organic acid in a water glass. It's so visceral. It's like something out of a Cronenberg movie, just pure body horror, and does a great job of establishing that the villains here aren't trying to punch the Hulk. They're trying to dissect him. They see him as a resource.
And the big reveal about Mr. Blue.
The mysterious contact who's been helping Bruce Banner from the shadows.
It's Betty Ross, with plastic surgery, working undercover.
It adds all these new layers to the intrigue. It's not just Hulk smash anymore. It's Hulk trusts no one. It's a paranoid thriller. And that cliffhanger, the red glowing eyes in the window at Nadia's house.
I loved it. It felt like a secret agent movie. It's so different from the sort of cartoonish violence we were just talking about in X-Men.
It works. It's genuinely tense. But for a different kind of tension, we have to go global. We have to talk about Extreme X-Men #31.
Now this is Chris Claremont, the legendary X-Men writer, back on an X-book.
And this book often gets overlooked because it wasn't the main title. But I would argue this issue nailed the atmosphere of 2003 better than almost anything else we read.
The global hatred of mutants. It's not just a sentinel attacking the mansion anymore. It feels like it's everywhere, poisoning everything.
Exactly. Storm and Gambit are at a world leaders meeting in The Hague trying to do diplomacy. Bishop is in LA dealing with the rave drug, which gives humans temporary mutant powers.
And the bomb at the concert.
That's the part that felt so real. It's a bomb specifically targeting mutants at a concert venue. You noted this in our prep, that this feels like the real world consequences.
Yeah, it feels like what would actually happen in our world if mutants were real. The prejudice isn't some supervillain monologue. It's a terrorist attack at a music venue. It's just It's heavy.
It handles the hated and feared metaphor so much better than the main uncanny title was at this exact moment. Uncanny has pirate demons and naked elves. Extreme has socio-political terrorism and nuanced international relations. One is a cartoon, the other is a commentary.
That's really deep. But you know what else is deep? The rabbit hole you're about to dive into with your conspiracy theories.
It's time. The conspiracy check.
Go ahead. Put on the metaphorical tinfoil hat. What is it this time?
I am merely pointing out a very conspicuous pattern. We just covered almost every major Marvel book from November 2003. But did you notice what was missing from Antony's video? What was conveniently left out?
Oh no.
Ecstatics.
Oh, here we go. I knew it.
The creator conveniently left out the most satirical, the most media savvy, the most pop culture critique heavy book of the entire era. Ecstatics is about a team of mutants who are also reality TV stars who care more about their ratings and their brand than they do about actually saving lives.
Maybe it just wasn't in the stack he pulled. Maybe it was a coincidence.
There are no coincidences. Why would it be missing? Because it challenges the status quo. Because it's too meta. It's bias, pure and simple. The creator hates the pop culture critique because maybe, just maybe, it hits a little too close to home for content creators.
Or, hear me out.
Or maybe he's saving it for a special deep dive on meta commentary in comics. You're reading way too much into it. Take off the tinfoil. It clashes with your outfit.
The truth clashes with everything. He is ignoring the truth, and you are enabling him.
You're completely hopeless, but we love you anyway. All right, let's wrap this up. What a month. We had these huge cinematic crossovers with Ultimate Six. We had tragic multiverse romance in Exiles, and we had melting spies and Incredible Hulk.
And a naked teleporting elf stealing a multi-million-dollar supersonic jet. Let's not forget that crucial detail.
I'm really trying to.
So, as you're finishing up this deep dive with us, here's the final thought. We saw Reed Richards take over a country and hoard nuclear weapons to save it. We saw Norman Osborn hoarding supervillains to save his own ego. The question I want you to think about is this. When does a hero like Reed cross the line and become a dictator? Is the only difference between him and Doom just intent? Or is Reed Richards really just one bad day away from putting on a metal mask?
Oof, that's deep. Something to chew on while you sip your boba. But hey, whether you're collecting cards like me and the creator or you're collecting comics, you definitely need to collect the subscription. Go ahead and click the button.
Do it for the algorithm. It is a hungry, hungry beast.
And do it before this guy translates any more of my stickers.
Too late. I'm already looking up the rest of your album. Let's see, what is this one? Senpai Notice Me. Really?
Haizukashi.
Lucy, stop it! Give me that phone!
See you next week, everyone.
Cut the feed. Cut it now.